Yo, welcome back. I was just listening to before we get into what we're talking about, I was just listening to some reggae, and I just love the song. It's like, nice to know ya, let's do it again. Then we hit it on a one night stand. I'm on something, a friend. Do ya? Yo, that's the first time you ever heard me sing. Maybe the last. I'm not the best, but yo, when you're rocking the reggae, how could you not? But let's get into it today. Today we'll be talking about another African god. Yes, I know you're happy. You're so happy over here. You said, oh, I want a god? African god. Yo, we're going to talk about African god today. So if you're not ready for it, you might want to start changing the channel. But actually, no. I'm just playing. Stay here because you'll learn something about who your ancestors were if you belong to these peoples. So today we're talking about another African god, like I said, and he is an African god that was created and created all. He created himself, he created everything. He's the man, right? He's the African god we're talking about today. So let's jump right into it. Like I said, the Dogon ethnic group believes in this god, and they're located in Mali, West Africa, and his name is Amma. So in the beginning, before there was any existence, there was a rip in space. And with this rip in space, this referred to Amma's egg or body cracking open, cracking open. Sorry, I apologize. I've been speaking a lot today. And this is how the Dogon explained it. Now, from this crack in space came a silent whirlwind. You know, it wasn't a big whirlwind that with a lot of noise. It was silent. You couldn't hear it. A whirlwind, and that formed the spiral galaxies and all the planets that exist in the universe. So Amma then rolled up clay. He had clay, so he rolled up clay, and then he flung these clay pellets. He flung them into the universe and into the skies. So when he flung these pieces of clays into the sky, this created these stars. After the creating of the stars, Amma shot 2 more clay balls into the sky, which formed the sun and the moon, and used 1 more clay pellet to create Earth after that. Now the Earth was formed, and it was formed with female organs. So after Amma created the Earth, Amma desired the Earth for himself. Amma wanted the Earth for himself. And with the Earth being pure, she resisted Amma. The Earth had female, like a female sex. So, the Earth, we will refer to the whole video as her, right? So I'll just keep saying that in case you forget or you get confused. But Earth was a her. So Amma wanted her. So she was so pure, Earth was so pure that she resisted Amma. And, she tried for, minutes and minutes to, resist Amma. But Amma was too strong with his godly forces and was too great for her. So Amma basically forced himself on the Earth. So with this forcefulness of Amma, the Earth had its first child, and the first child was a jackal, like the animal, a jackal. And with this forcefulness of Amma, the one-sided relationship resulted in a unnatural single birth. Since all the births in the universe had twins, in this unnatural single birth, the jackal had both sexes parts. So the jackal had a woman's part and a man's part, and that was unnatural. There needs to be balance in the universe, so we must remember that. It's always balance, especially with the Dogon and Amma in the universe, the god Amma, it's balance. Now Amma soon left Earth, and then once he left Earth, he eventually returned, and with this he returned to Earth. And Earth as a woman, remember Earth is a symbol of a woman, or is a woman's sex, right? So when Amma returned, Earth was accepting this time. The first time Amma, forced itself on Earth, and now this time Earth as a woman, Earth as Earth, but in a woman's symbol or symbolic for a woman, or the woman's sex. The Earth accepted the fornication with Amma this time, and with this interaction, twins were born, and these twins were called Nommos. And with these Nommos, they represented water, and they produced copper as well. So the new twins, or Nommos, looked at Earth from the heavens, and they made garments for the Earth. This symbolized the first arrangement of species and things on Earth. And the Nommos also gave Earth, its own languages and language. So we have to understand that the Nommos were born the second time around when Amma came back to Earth and did it the right way, right? Woman, man, You understand the balance of it? So the jackal, meanwhile, which was the bastard son, the first son that Amma and the earth had, remember the jackal? He was an outcast son. He was outcasted. And this was because of his singleness. He carried both the woman and the man sexes. So he had woman parts and man parts, so there could be no duality or balance with him. He carried both parts, so he couldn't reproduce with himself, but he had both parts. So the jackal son wanted the new earth language for himself and to get back at his mother and to assault his mother, which is the earth. Once he did this, he assaulted and he attacked Earth. And once he did this, the Earth was caused a menstrual blood cycle, or a menstrual blood to flow for eternity. And this explains why every woman in the world, or this analogy for why every woman in the world has a period, or has a time of the month where they bleed. So Amma was not happy at all with this. So he created new beings who were the first woman and the first man. So the first man had intercourse with the first woman, and this produced the first original 8 Dogon ancestors. Now, the first 4 were men and the last 4 were women. And the reason that this could happen is because the first ancestors were bisexual, and they were both dual sexes as well. And from these, the 8 Dogon families were created. The first man and the first woman started to regenerate the whole population and to regenerate men and women. And on Earth, death was not known until the original 8 human beings died. And when they died, they re-entered the womb of the Earth. You remember the Earth is a woman, right? And they re-entered the Earth through her womb. So after they did this, when they entered the womb, or re-entered the Earth, going through the womb to the Earth, they would actually, after that, proceed to heaven. So once they proceed to the heavens, every time that one of the original 8 human beings died, it would reveal a godly knowledge to the human beings, whether it be a skill or how to do things of that nature. So, excuse me. So when the last 8 original human beings died and returned into the Earth's womb, they gained knowledge of the second word. And after they gained this knowledge, they passed it along to an ant, and the ant then passed it along to man. And since the Earth's womb was on an anthill, that makes perfect sense that the ant will come out of the anthill and then inform man. And once the word came from an ant to man, or the humans left their primitive ways, and then they started to create villages. So the ant spreaded the knowledge, godly knowledge, on how to stop being primitive and create villages. And from that ant, originally, the 8 ancestors, when they were returning into the womb, into the earth, before they went to the heavens, they whispered this knowledge to the ant. Now, as the earth was gaining order, and human beings were gaining order, the ancestors, or the 8 original human beings, 4 men and the 4 women, were not happy with the living, of humans in the strict orders that the humans had on the ancestors when they were in a different realm. So they stole godly items. The original 8 ancestors in heaven, when they were in heaven, they stole godly items and brought them back, such as a basket of clay, a piece of the sun to form hot iron, and to, show the humans the knowledge of how to cast things, irons and things, and how to smelt different materials and golds and things of that nature. And when the ancestors did this, they were out of line. The Nommos twins, the Nommo twins fought in the heavens with the 8 ancestors, which were the original human beings, but they couldn't hold them back. The Nommos failed to hold the 8 original ancestors, and the 8 original ancestors slipped away out of the heavens back to Earth. And when they returned to Earth, in a row, they returned in a row. They were supposed to return in a row, like this one, then that one, and they always had to do things in a number in a row to keep the balance in the universe. They brought new knowledge from heaven. They brought the new knowledges from heavens, and they shared it with the human beings, like I told you, on how to smelt and how to do different things, how to cast iron and things like that. So, though the 8 original ancestors were coming back, the 7th original ancestor that was coming back, or the original human that was coming back, was out of order. Somebody went before the 7th ancestor that was coming back to Earth. So without that order, it threw off the balance of the universe, right? Remember that? It's all about balance, right? So it threw off the balance of the universe. And this broke rank. So the sixth human ancestor went before. The eighth human ancestor went before the seventh human ancestor, coming back down from the heavens. So this broke rank. So a snake, the seventh human ancestor turned into a snake and attacked all the humans in the village. So they soon killed the snake, and the power that was inside of the snake, which was one of the original 8 human ancestors, was released. And they soon after that were blessed with joints. So the humans didn't have joints before, so now they had joints, to move your arms, your elbows, your fingers, like the joints to move your neck and things like that. That's what joints are. For anybody that might not know, younger crowd or anybody in a different country that might not be aware of what that word means. Joints are like when you move your fingers, the joints in between your bones, so you can be mobile, your arms and things could be mobile. After the snake died, the power that released gave humans joints. So, it seems to me that they were maybe stick figures before, not stick figures, but they were just didn't have joints, so their arms were more like this, moving side to side and down, things like that, right? Without being able to go like this. So after the snake was killed, the power was released and they received joints. And when they received joints, this let them start to do agriculture and to farm and to do things like that, things of that nature, to where you need to bend and do certain things. Now we have to understand, with this disruption in order, as far as the 8 ancestors coming back from the heavens and one turning into a snake and being killed, the eldest man of the village, Libi, had to pass into the heavenly worlds and talk to Amma. And this was in order to fulfill the duality and the balance in the universe that Amma had created. So Libi died and was buried in the earth, which was the elder from the village that helped kill the snake. So the new sounds of iron casting that the villagers were doing, they were casting iron, reached the 7th ancestor, in the afterworld, far deep in the heavens and afterworld, in Amma's presence in being. It reached him. So after it reached him, he came back and inserted himself into Libi, and Libi was then absorbed by the 7th ancestor, and then this balanced out the actions that had took place before when they killed the snake. So this action washed away all the bad parts of Earth with rain and made it ready for planting. And this reordered or reestablished order on Earth, it's all about balance. So the wrongdoing of the process of the 8 ancestors coming back to Earth was rebalanced by EB dying and sacrificing himself, and then one of the ancestors coming back through him and being absorbed back into the universe and the ancestor and Amma. So it's all about balance. So if we learn today, we talk about certain things, about Amma and the Nommos and the 8 ancestors and the villagers. It's all about balance, and this story basically covers and is trying to relate to you in the belief of Amma and the Dogon and their god. What it's trying to relate to you is why women have their menstrual cycles and painful childbirths, why men are circumcised, which I don't think I said that, but in the circumcision, before a man's circumcised, the woman part of the man is the skin around the man's private part, and then the rest of it is the man's part. So if you don't take the circumcision away, then they would have both sexes, and that's what the duality of the universe is. So one of the parts of the story tells you why men are circumcised, why the combination of faith and action is necessary with man, as far as the stories and the mixture of like actions and things that happen, and what completes the whole universe and the heavens and Amma, with the interaction with the villagers and the earth and the jackal, and all sorts of things and analogies and metaphors that were throughout the whole story, and why man must physically die. Man must physically die because in the Amma, or in the Dogon, the Dogon belief in Amma, in the Nommos, the man's spirit must be released to go back to where he came from, or to release his spirit from this body when he passes away. So this is a very, 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 very beautiful story. I really love it. I really love the Dogon belief in Amma and the Nommos and Earth and the Jackal and the 8 ancestors and the villagers. And I think that this is a good lesson of duality, or some people know it better, more so as in the Asian culture as yin and yang, right? So duality throughout the whole universe. You know, there can't be man without woman. There can't be fire without water. There can't be, what else is it? There can't be one galaxy and not more than one galaxy. You know, things like this can't be one star and not another star. There can't be the moon without the sun in the human world. So these are all analogies and metaphors for, you know, talking about humans in the interaction with Amma and, you know, just trying to translate a higher being, which is Amma, the supreme God, to humans and making them understand certain things. So it's all about duality. This would be a beautiful movie. This would be a really, really, really nice movie to produce, you know, with Amma and the Nommos and the gods, and just have a very like unique movie to where all of the gods are the whole movie. It's based on the god, the villagers, the gods and the villagers and the jackal. I think that would be a very, very, very dope movie. I always love the Dogon. I love the way that they think. I love Amma. I love the story of Amma and the Nommos and the villagers and the jackal. And who am I missing? Oh, and Earth and Mother Earth, right? The woman Earth. And I love all that. So today we learned about another African god, Amma, of West Africa. The Dogon ethnic group believes in them in Mali, West Africa. And, you know, as always, we learned something else about our people, who we are as African descent people. Our history and our ancient knowledge is way deeper, and our beliefs are way deeper than what anybody that is trying to suppress it wants to tell you, whether, you know, it be the powers that be, or, you know, whoever's just ignorant running around that thinks that, you know, people of African descent don't have a deep, rich history. So as always, to all my black people today, yo, I was singing earlier, and that's part of the African spirituality that's in all of us. So even if you suck, sing a little bit and do a little bit more looking into, you know, different African descent things, and always tune into my channel because I'll be talking about them. A lot of these topics a lot of people don't know about. As always, go to Patreon if you would be so kindly and support me every month so I can keep bringing you ancient knowledge like this and have a African outlook on the world. And to all my people around the world, to all my people of African descent, black people around the world, yo, one love. Holla at you next time. Be safe, be intelligent, learn every day. Try to learn as much as you can and apply the knowledge if you can. And as always, yo, I'm done talking. I'm out. Peace.
What's up? What's up?
Hey.
Shalom. What up?
Africa.